Hi, ATM community. I am Betty here, trying to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to make a small series of updates on videos of cases I've already covered. I'm going to do my first 3 cases today. Jonathan Hoang, missing Indigenous person Besalynn James, and from my state by state series from Alabama, Sherry Lynn Marler. Now, I hope this video won't be horribly long, but I've been looking into these cases for a while, and I found a few updates. So what I'm going to do is share some things with you. We're going to start with Jonathan Hoang. He's been missing since March 30th of this year from Arlington, Washington, the state of Washington. So what I'm going to do is cover an update from it's really pretty comprehensive, but there have been more recent updates. A couple of days ago, on August 5th, 2025, the governor of the state of Washington joined the plea publicly and posted some stuff on his social media to try to get Jonathan found. He was spotted at the end of, remember, he went missing at the end of March. He was spotted at the end of June in a town called Kirkland in Washington, on somebody's Ring doorbell cam. But the family's frustrated. There's a $100,000 reward. I'm going to read to you from findjonathanhoang.com. Jonathan Hoang is a sweet 21-year-old with autism. He was taken from his home in Arlington, Washington on the night of March 30th. The Sonoma County Sheriff's Office disagrees with that. They claim there's no sign of foul play. But I'm just going to go with this, okay? This has been recently updated. I'm presuming that this may have been posted, if you will, by a family member or family friends or something. So this is what they believe. He was taken from his home in Arlington, Washington on the night of March 30th, 2025. He was spotted on multiple home surveillance cameras around 11 p.m. on June 23rd in Kirkland, Washington, and has not been seen since. You need your help to get home. Jonathan Hoang is very trusting of adults. He's 5'10" and weighed 135 pounds when living at home. His dad describes his mental abilities to be that of a 9 or 10-year-old. He is verbal. He can talk and have a conversation. He will respond to his name and knows his immediate family members' names. Jonathan is not able to travel by himself or find his own way home. Jonathan is not capable of living on his own at this time, and he was happily living in Arlington with his family. Despite being 21 years old at the time he disappeared, given Jonathan's level of capability, his parents have legal guardianship, and he has been part of an extended transitions program at his high school up until the time of his disappearance. Jonathan's family is desperate to find him and appreciates any and all help. Again, there's a reward of $100,000. He left home without his favorite coat, without his own shoes, although a pair of his mother's kind of clogs or gardening shoes were missing from the sliding glass door. After his disappearance, he didn't take his cell phone. He didn't take any of the things that he used to take with him even on a short walk. And he had a very foundation.org, which talks about the Snohomish so it's kind of a give and take. It's a reasonably lengthy post on autism-foundation.org back a few months ago when that was my very first video, was him. And so if you want more information, those are two really good resources, like always, for Jonathan and for the others I'm covering today. My second case is Besalynn James. Now, of 2025. About 2:20 in the afternoon was the time she was last seen near her home to go for a walk. So I'm just gonna, this prayer, clinging to hope, surrounded by heartbreak. This was published July 16th, 2025. Boyfriend Terry Bowman told police she left home on Balch Road around 2 a.m. to go for a walk and never came back. Search teams scoured the surrounding area for days but found no trace of her. He said authorities, quote unquote, know where Bowman is and are, quote, putting the pieces of the puzzle together, because some places have listed that not only is Beth to be in Idaho, the family's frustration continues to grow. He's out living his life, said Madeline. I want him in jail so they can turn him upside down and talk to him and get some answers here. And I'm afraid for my daughters, said Miranda Nolan, Besalynn's daughter-in-law. I'm scared for them to go places, because what if a man hurts them? What if a man takes them from me like they took my mother-in-law? We want justice for her, said Nolan. We want justice for her because she's the one that is missing. She's the one who is cold. She's the one that's afraid of her to rest. Tips to the FBI can be made at 1-800-CALL-FBI or tips.fbi.gov. Again, in the description box below, if you call in a tip. Whole videos go to my channel, Among the Missing, on YouTube, and you can see them. This is, well, the case is somewhat, I don't know what, the case is a lot of twists and turns. So I'm going to say this will be kind of a confusing, maybe. Little bit confusing, because there's some missing parts, missing pieces that have been filled in by others. So, Sherry Lynn Marler was last seen on June 6th, 1984. About 9:30 in the morning. She was 12 years old. She went with her stepfather into town in Greenville, Alabama. And when he went in to do some banking, he gave her $1 so she could go across the street to a vending machine and get a soda from a gas station. He was in the bank just a few minutes. When he came out, he expected to find her waiting for him in or near the truck. She wasn't there. He waited by the truck for another 10 minutes or so, went across the street to the station to look for her. She wasn't there. She hasn't been seen since. He notified authorities right away. Both he and her father were persons of interest from the beginning. They both took polygraphs. They both were cleared. Her mother passed away, I think, in 2001, if I remember correctly. It's on the video. And there were all kinds of rumors. There were 3 sightings of her by 3 different people in 3 different places, but all allegedly with the same man, a man in his 50s, that she seemed dirty and disheveled and upset and afraid. And she referred to him in one of the sightings by the initials BJ. And the people, I mean, the 3 sightings took place kind of close together in time, but not geographically close together. She disappeared from Alabama, I think, on June 6th. By the end of June, she'd been seen twice. I think once, if I remember, again, this is on my video, once in Alabama and then once in like Louisiana or someplace. And then she was seen once, I believe, in July, around the first couple weeks of July. Also out of state. And then somehow her disappearance, rightfully or wrongfully, got associated with this pig farm that was somewhat near the place where she disappeared from. And the owner of the pig farm kind of matched the description of this man she had been seen with. Currently, and for probably 20 more years now, the pig farm has been defunct and kind of, torn down and overgrown. And a few years ago, a lady, I'm not going to share her name out, it's not my name to share, she got interested in the case. She's a local, and she and some of her friends started excavating the pig farm. They found some things which they turned over to the police, some clothing and things they turned over to the police in the pig pens and in one of the buildings. And she somehow ferreted out a person associated with the pig farm, related to the family or part of the family that owned that farm. And she went to visit her to ask her if, a couple of questions and to pick her brain about the farm and different things. And while she was there, the older lady said, "Oh, I have a box of pictures," and gave the amateur sleuth a box of pictures of the farm. And amongst them, the sleuth found a picture that looks like a pig standing in a pig pen with a female human skull nearby. Just the head, with hair and a face. I don't know if that picture, I think it's an authentic picture. It's actually a picture this lady saw, but I can't authenticate where it was taken, when it was taken, or if that's a human skull. But that's part of my Sherry Lynn Marler video. If you want to take a look at that, I included that as part of the information because it's part of the lore now, or part of the story. And allegedly this sleuth went to the police. She didn't take the actual picture. She put all the pictures back in the box, but she took a picture of the picture and maybe a couple of the other pictures and gave them back to the lady. She took it to the police, and she claims, more or less, that when she showed it to the police, they were very interested and they became aggravated with her and insist she turn over the original photo, which she kept telling them she didn't have. She gave it back to the lady. And so eventually, I guess, the police say they went to the lady's house and took possession of that photo. And it hasn't been seen or heard of from since. And that's kind of where we are. Sherry Lynn Marler is still missing. There have been age-progressive photos, drawings made, also included on the video, in my original video on the channel. Lots of information on these 3 folks on the original videos. Contact information for tips for each of the cases will be in the description box below. For the most part, you can often remain anonymous if you phone in a tip, especially to a big organization like the FBI. I don't know. That's it for my first attempt at an update video. Those are the most recent updates that Amateur Sleuth continues to poke the police and, try to get help for the family. I'm not sure if Sherry Lynn's father and stepfather are still alive. I know her mother has passed. I'm pretty sure. That's covered in the video too. I didn't go back and review the videos because I was mainly interested in just seeing if there was some recent updates. Sherry Lynn's case is covered extensively on the internet. There's a Reddit thread, there's a Facebook account, all kinds of things going on. You can see a picture of the amateur sleuth and her team, and there's all kinds of things you can see there about Sherry. There's all kinds of things you can see about Jonathan Hoang, and there are several things you can see about Besalynn James too, because those were 3 pretty well covered cases by family, friends, and so on. But that's not always going to be the case for the updates. So thanks for hanging on. Thanks for hanging in. If you see something, say something. If you know something, tell the authorities. Get the word out. Let's bring these folks home. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. Leave a respectful comment, whether you agree or disagree or have something to add or want to give me a attaboy or whatever you want. Just please, I just ask that you be respectful not only to me but to each other as well. And I will see you on the next update video, which will be coming out in a couple of days. Take care. Bye-bye.